Come on, motherfucker, go. There it is.
Oh,
Go live there. Yohanazuro.
Que Padre.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, June the 18th. Reporting live from Long Beach studio in my backyard.
the new Long Beach studio.
The Long Beach studio here in my backyard. This is Que Padre, fatherhood podcast about fatherhood, Latino fatherhood, mental health, relationships, and everything in between. I am one of your hosts, Froy, and you got your boy Chris
Yo,
in the
what's
room.
up? What is
So,
up? What is up with everybody?
este, so Chris, happy belated Father's Day. Want to just jump into it. Uh,
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir.
it's gonna
Likewise.
be I think, a very interesting show today. I'm excited to kind of get into it. But I wanted to say happy Father's Day, a belated Father's Day to you, to all the people that are out there in internet land that are watching us. Um, so I'll start off with that. We do have some interesting announcements before we hop in. Que Padre is growing. We
Oh
know
shit, it's
that
having a
you
baby.
guys need more episodes. You need more content. You need more conversations like the ones that we have. So with that, I want to introduce to you a new podcast that we're going to be bringing out. Expect something to be announced in the next month or two. Uh, and for that, Chris, el único, el más grande, he is going to be the host. He's going to be running the shit out of that show. Expect new
Hopefully,
guests,
you just get it. Yeah.
you know, new guests, more guests, interesting topics from different points of view.
Yeah.
Just something to give us a little bit more energy and help the content grow and help the
Yeah.
network uh, grow, like we are calling it. So stay tuned for that. And then now I wanted to talk about a couple things. First off, Father's Day just passed. Um, Chris, how was? I know you have a different situation, but how was your Father's Day?
I mean, it's another day. Another day. Another day. Happy to be a father still. Happy to be alive. Everything about that. It's okay. It's just another day.
All right, all right. Well, for me, uh, I was actually blessed to have my wife take me, and and we took our little family to a little hotel here in Long Beach, Hotel Maya. We were able to spend the weekend there, Sunday, Monday, and spend it there together. You know, they had a pool, got a nice little sunburn. They had like dad specials and on drinks and stuff, and it was cool, man. It was cool. It was just nice to kind of hang out and spend the time with the family, right? On
Yeah.
Saturday, spent it with with my brother and my dad, and it's been good, man. Honestly,
Oh, so
it was
you were with your family
El Sábado,
prior.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so Saturday I spent it with with my mom, my brother, and my dad, and like my side of the family. And
Yeah.
then on Sunday, uh,
Just you
my
guys.
father-in-law came with us, and we went to the hotel, and he stayed with us for a little while at the hotel, did the
Uh,
pool thing. So it was good.
uh,
Honestly, I can't ask for more. It's being able to spend time with the family is always, the biggest thing. Um, but I
that's
did want to ask you. Oh,
that's the point, bro. That's the point of spending it with our loved ones, being able to spend it with our loved ones. You know.
yep, yep. I did want to ask though, since we are here, um, we celebrate Father's Day. We always think about that. What is your what's your favorite thing about being a papa?
You're asking me, or are we asking the chat?
Now I'm asking you.
All right. So, like, kind of what we spoke about earlier, right? Or with our little pre conversations. Um, it's the best thing I like about it, and it's the worst thing I like about it, which is watching my kids grow. Right tomorrow, Maybe for some people it's just another day, but to me, tomorrow it's Father's Day or my birthday are nothing compared to this day. At least one of them, one of two, right? Tomorrow is the reason why I became a father, right?
Yeah,
So tomorrow is my son's birthday, and he's turning 15. So obviously, it's not a quinceañera, but it's still a number. I'm like, damn, like shit. I remember
it's a big one.
cabron just in diapers, running around, acting a fool, like holding them in my arm, asking me, "Daddy, help me, Daddy, do this, Daddy, look, do this and that." Uh, so watching them grow is the best thing that I love about being a father, and not so much in height, right? But watching
Yeah,
them grow as people, right? My son is becoming a young man now, right?
yeah,
Uh, with young men questions, young men concerns, young men issues,
yep,
young men dreams, aspirations, all that, right? And I reminisce about when I turned 15, right? And how many decades that was ago,
yeah,
So yes, watching them grow is the best thing about being a father. But also it's the worst, bro, because like I said, when they're little, I already want them to grow. I want them to get big already. I want to hang out. I want to be able to play with them. I want to play video games. I want to do this. I want to do that. And not that they're there, I'm like, fuck, I wish estaba chiquito. I wish he was still small. I wish he still called me daddy. I wish, daddy, I need this. Daddy, help me. Daddy, this. Or come home with their little drawings or the little Father's Day stuff
yep,
from school. One of the first things that he made uh, was this. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like a little
Ty.
paper tie, and it says like the best dad. And the way that he used to write his name and all that stuff. So it's those little things that I miss, right? That we so for so long wanted for them to be big, and now that they're there, it's like, oh, I want that little Adrian again. But obviously, we have to progress, we have to grow, we have to grow with them too. You know.
Yeah, you go with them, and I think I had seen a clip, and I'm gonna misquote the shit out of it from Modern Family, where he talks about you fall in love with this little person, this little chubby baby, and then they become another toddler. So you fall in love with the toddler, and then that toddler grows up, and you fall in love with the kid, and now you're growing with this kid, and then now the kid becomes a teenager, and you become enamored with this teenager until they become an adult, and now they're an adult, right?
Yeah.
So no, I completely get the fact and the idea of growing out with um so yeah, man, I completely get the fact of watching the kids grow. That's definitely a great part. And by the way, if anybody out there and on in the internet world wants to share some of their experiences or what their favorite parts about being a dad, por favor, share it. Let
we,
us
we got
know.
a we got a few on the YouTube chat, that have been commenting. So we're listening. We're reading you guys' comments. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and we'll respond to them as we can, real time in directo, right here for you guys in internet land. But anyway,
Well,
I agree with
with
you.
with with that, bro, like you said, Salcedo said, and then sorry to cut you off. But he put, definitely the most important years, are the next 4 years for me, right? When he becomes an adult, right? Are
Mm-hmm.
going to be very, very crucial for his life because he has to choose what his path is, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Even though we know that obviously at that stage we still don't know. Even at 25, we don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can change completely, right? Um, you didn't know that you were going to be not maybe not the rest of your life, but most of your adult life working corporate, right?
Never. I had
Right.
no idea.
So exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But it all has to do with that decision that day that you decided to apply to work at AT&T and you never look back, So, yes, he's right. The next 4 years are very crucial for him to see what his potential can be, right? To For him to commit mistakes and learn from them.
Yeah.
But also for me to be able to guide him through those goods and the bads because they're definitely going to happen.
Yeah. And I think like I was telling is that's it's the age where they stop becoming children, right?
Yeah,
Not kids anymore.
yeah.
But they're not adults. So they're teenagers that are finding their way, finding themselves, um, maturing, having their voice change. Um, yeah, it's a really important time uh, to where lessons do come at this time. Uh, One of the things that I like about being a dad is at least at this age, I have a 6 and a 3
I'm already
is
six, huh?
see
Shit.
way. Uh, but right now, I'm enjoying the fact that I can still wow them. Right, right now I can show them things, and I can still wow them. I know eventually they're gonna get older, and all the stuff that I do that's kind of silly or is like no manches, dad. One
You're
day they're gonna hit
funny,
me.
Daddy. You're
Yeah,
funny.
or just nonstop giggling, right?
Yeah.
Vidal, man, he'll start laughing and he won't stop. He just starts fucking rolling, bro. Um, and so yeah, man, that's kind of the part where I'm at right now, where I'm like, dude, I'm not ready for that to end. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
The messed
Uh,
up part, bro, is that you don't even realize when it does end, bro.
yeah,
I guess life just takes over, and you continue with it. You go along, and yeah, that's how it is.
yeah. What are you gonna do? Hold on, I'm having a little technical issues here,
I could hear
but
it.
is if anybody on the chat has some thoughts. It looks like Noah's turning 14 in January, and he's already seen some changes. Yeah, that happens for real, man. What else? What else you guys? What else you guys seen out there? Now that the kids are getting older, right?
Where are you getting that from?
On Instagram,
Okay.
yeah, on Instagram, I'm getting some people
Oh,
throw some
Salcedo's
comments.
boy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, but I see. The one thing I like about Salcedo is that I mean, obviously, we don't know the details or what it takes to do it, but like he goes with his boy to the soccer games, right?
oh yeah, yeah. That's a family thing. They go to the Galaxy.
No, but I see a lot that it's sometimes it's just him and his boy, you know,
Mm.
and it's a cool thing, bro. I love it. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing that they both share that love for football,
Yeah, no. But what I was gonna say is they that's a family affair for them. Like they do it like the brothers,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Steven, his brothers do it. So that
yeah.
it's cool that he's passing that over to his son. And he's 14 now, so obviously he's gonna get some strong emotions and thoughts about different things, right? Um, But yeah, so
the the
again,
the cool thing is that they all can share that passion, that love, or even that lesson in that, that staying together as a family, staying together with your son. Because a lot of times we get caught up in working, and we know why we do it, right? We know the end game of why is it that we spend so much time at work, and the reasons and all that. But sometimes we forget to see that extra dollar, that extra 100, extra 200.
yeah,
In their eyes, it doesn't even matter because 5, 10, an hour can make a big difference.
yeah,
Which is that's why now I used to do it before, but now I'm more adamant about I cannot miss their games at all. Adrian, and then now Iris that is playing basketball again. She's on her second season, so um, it's back and forth, bro. Or te digo, el mes que viene, even August when school starts, I'm gonna be in chinga. See, Nick talking about El Rey de Roma now. He's on IG now.
oh, he joined. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Este, yeah, man.
He just finished training right now, so
Oh, I'm glad that he likes the support. Um, but yeah, man, I think right now that's the biggest thing. Sorry for the little my little technical difficulty here. I'm still trying to figure out my setup here, but um, yeah, I like the fact that I can still wow them right now, which is awesome. If those who know me in person, not just on the internet, sometimes I can be a little bit mamoncito and tell jokes and here and there, and they're at the age where I can still make them laugh, right? So I'm just taking advantage of the fact that I can still do those things. I can
it
still laugh
still
with.
works.
I can still have fun with them. I know we talked about how the first 7 years of life, like you want to just love them and have fun with them, and then once they hit 7 or 8, then that's when you can start thinking about lessons and things that will actually stick, and building that bond and that connection and making those memories as children. And
Yeah.
so I've really really embraced that part of fatherhood, and dude, it's crazy. Vidal will be like, "Daddy, come play with me," and he'll smack my phone. Come play with me. No, no, he'll grab it and throw it on. Let's go play. I'm like, damn, it's important for them.
And you don't realize it till later, bro. I seen an old video that baby mom recorded. She used to record us all the time when they were little. And I remember there's a couple videos, and not that I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, but I was giving my attention at that time to Iris, que estaba chiquita, right? And I could hear my son in the background, Daddy, look, Daddy, look it, Daddy, look. And he must have said like Daddy look like 15 times, bro. You know? Y en ese momento no me di cuenta I knew what he was doing because I could see it from my peripheral, but my undivided attention wasn't completely on him. I was over here trying to make sure Iris wasn't putting her finger on a socket or whatever,
Yeah.
and but I kept on hearing, look at Daddy, look, oh, Daddy, look, Daddy, look. And now looking at that video, like, si me pega, güey, because I'm like, pendejo, what are you doing? You know? It cannot get any more clear than Daddy, look, Daddy, look. And
Exactly.
now, if you want to use that word, I crave those words. I don't get it.
Yep.
It's already been years since they called me Daddy. You know?
It's just things that you have to you have to enjoy while you're getting them, porque once
Yeah, because
they're gone, bro.
I look at the video, I'm like, pinche vato pendejo, man. Like, what the fuck? And I know it probably they don't remember because I showed the video to Adrian. Is like, oh, I don't remember that. I go, no, you don't remember, but I do. You know. I have to live with that. And maybe it's not a big deal, but it's the stuff that we talk about. It's the
Yeah.
stuff that we preach about, right? It's the stuff that pay attention to what's in front of you, pendejo. You know.
Pay attention. Exactly.
And what I mean, yeah, I was being a dad because I was watching my other kid, but I could have easily said, "Hey, hey, take care of Iris. Let me play with Adrian real quick."
Yeah.
You know.
No, pues sí, está cabrón.
So it's like now, obviously, 10 years later, I'm like, I put myself in obviously situations that are that can happen, obviously, but didn't happen. Like, pendejo, what if that was your last day with them?
Yep.
You know? What if
Yeah.
something would have happened to him or something would have happened to you, and that's your last memory,
Exactly.
and you ignored them? You know?
It's a
So just,
horrible way to think.
whoo. All
Well,
right.
to get away from the
Now,
morbidity.
now, now is like, okay, cabrón, you know where you fucked up, right? You know where you fucked up. You know what you have to do. Obviously, now that they're bigger, maybe my significance to them is not as big. Yes, I know they love me. Yes, I know they need me, but it's not like, oh, daddy, I want you here all the time now. Daddy, come sleep with me. Daddy, come sit with me. No, no, ni madres. More
Yeah.
like, vete para allá y as long as I see you, I'm good type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Um, which is fine. Now it's I got to adjust to it. Now I got to adjust to the space. I got to adjust to whatever whatever they want, whatever they see, whatever they feel, you know. Okay, all right. Well, I guess I need to adjust to that. You know, I guess I need to do this. I guess need to do that because if I fuck up again and something does happen, it's now it's like one of those where they're definitely not gonna forget.
Yeah.
And
Oh, for sure,
obviously
not gonna
I'm
forget.
definitely not gonna forget, you know? So we gotta be there, bro. And I know you do a great job. I know that you do as much as you can. It's one of those things that we just gotta learn how to juggle, bro. Everything, everything. You know, ponerle su tiempo porque hay tiempo, and we all got the same time. Your
Yep.
clock clicks just as good as mine.
Yep. To answer one of our listeners, longtime followers, Steve. He said one of the favorite parts is definitely watching something that like let's say the kids was scared of something and
Conquered it.
they've been working on and they
Mhm.
achieve it. You know, a goal they may have had, something that was going on, and now they moved on past it, right? So
Yeah.
definitely something that's that's awesome. You know what I mean? Or it's, watching his daughter graduate, like
Like
the pride that comes with that.
I saw that Emmy does folklorico already, bro. I'm
Simon,
pretty sure that was something cool, you know.
yeah,
It's, whether it was good or not, it's just like, oh, look at my little princess is
yeah.
up there, you know, solita doing it. So
So
it's
yeah, so
I saw it, bro, and I'm like, like good for her, good for them too. You know that they get to see those things because sometimes you have a kid, bro, that doesn't want to do anything, right? And then all of a sudden they go to middle school, bro, and they start uh like my mom says, you start growing your wings, you know, you start growing your 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 the things that you like. Bro, I
yeah.
didn't know in middle school. I didn't know that my son fucking wanted to be in band, you know,
Now you know.
and he played the trumpet all in middle school. He did a couple Christmas concerts, right? During that time, it was just all about baseball with sports, and football, and now he left both of those and in love with basketball. Fucking basketball is fucking number one, bro.
Ball
You know?
is life.
Yeah, literally, literally. So, yeah, man, watching them do things that you're like, fuck, I want it. Damn. All right, it's actually pretty good. And more in like my situation. Like, I don't know if his kids live with him or not, but like obviously with me, they don't. So when I got to see him perform, it's like
It's huge.
parecía, parecía Río ahí donde estaba sentado, güey. When he graduated middle school, también. It's one of those things, bro, that I guess growing up, you don't think about like that. When I have kids, how's it gonna be when they accomplish a certain step?
Yeah.
Right? How's it gonna be when there's this? And what's it gonna be with that? And I guess when kinder, when they graduate from kinder, it's like, oh, how cute, this and that. It might not be as exciting, but like when middle school comes and it's a big deal, and then high school and it's an even bigger deal, and then when university comes, my oldest niece just graduated from UCI, bro, and that was like, wow.
Yeah.
She's not the first graduate, but still, she's my first niece to graduate. From college, and
It's a
she
big
did it.
deal.
She did it huge, bro. She was the coordinator of her graduation. They had a same graduation like yours, where it's all Latinos.
Yeah, they
So that,
usually the schools they'll have like a Latino graduation.
yeah.
They'll have a
So
department,
she's
a
the one. She's the
university.
one that she was like the main head in charge of it. So she ran the whole thing, and obviously that's it's cool, dude, because like nobody in our immediate family has ever been in charge of stuff like that. Yeah, they've graduated from college and a couple universities, but it's your normal graduation. But having somebody that's in charge of it, coordinating it, and doing the graphics on the big screen and all that shit, it I don't know. At
Yeah.
least to us, it was a big deal.
It is a big deal because you're organizing. The fact that you can organize something like that lets you know that you're prepared to organize big things out in the real world. So,
Yeah,
that's the way that I look at it, being part of something like that. And not only that, it's already at before you're out in the real world, quote unquote. Yeah, you already got resume things. You got things you
yeah,
already put on there. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah. So I want to make a shift, and
Good.
I'm gonna give a quick little disclosure to
Well,
everybody
we
who's
can't
watching.
we can't ignore the white elephant, right?
Right, the white elephant. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
why
yeah.
not? It's
So
white.
so so I want us to touch on all the stuff that's going on with ICE, all the immigration stuff, um, because again, like we are representing Latino dads, and Latino dads all across the country are going through a very difficult time. There are papas out there that are have to make a decision of, do I go to work knowing that I may not come back? Do I risk the stability and safety of my family?
Yeah,
What do I do? Right? Um
definitely.
and I think it's important to address the fact that we may know somebody that's been picked up by ICE. We may know somebody that has been affected by a work stoppage, or that somebody was reported, like it's close to home. And
Well,
on the
bro.
flip side of that, Chris, hold on.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
flip side of that, while we're thinking of people that might be affected, people that might have been directly affected by what's going on, I also have people that are on the other side of the fence that think differently. And I want to say that's fine. People are entitled to their own opinions. and I've gone back and forth with a couple people that I talk to on Instagram, and I don't get mad at them. I'm not gonna lash out at them for thinking the way they do. Like that, you don't do that, right? Um, but it's interesting to have a conversation of of uh, of what their thought process is behind why things are happening, right? Um, and I mean, I don't want to get too much into right or wrong. I don't want to get too much into that. The what I want to touch on, and I'll give you a chance to kind of give you a little bit of your opinion on everything is, I wanted to know as papas and you guys out there, how are you navigating the waters? Are you navigating the waters? Are you having conversations with your family and your kids about decisions, about protocols, about things to do, um, uh, to do if they encounter a situation while they're out in the world? Like, what do you think? Well, first, give me your thoughts on the whole situation itself.
Obviously, I don't like it, right? But this is something that I had a conversation with my sister. My sister and I talk a lot, so she was asking me what I thought about it, and if it was affecting me at where I work and all that stuff. I don't like it, obviously, but we also got to remember that this this topic, this situation is not new, right? And I tell you, it's not new because my parents they had stories, bro, que les llegaba la migra al trabajo. Now, obviously, they were okay, pero llegaba la migra al trabajo y decía mamá, sí, una vez llegaron unos agentes y pinches la corrediza de gente, nada más volaban las chanclas y volaba esto y volaba el otro y la gente se iba corriendo y, you know, and like monkey see, monkey do, you start running yourself too until she said, ah, cabrón, ¿yo por qué estoy corriendo si yo estoy bien? You know? But yeah, this isn't new. In my belief, again, I could be wrong. The only reason why it's so big now, it's so in your face, is because of what we're doing right now. Phone, social media, video, everything is so at our disposal, right? Antes las noticias no las sabíamos hasta que ibas de las noticias o hasta que lo veíamos en el periódico, right? O las noticias a las 11. Esto y
Simón.
esto pasó y aquí, ay, hoy vieja que en el downtown LA llegó la migra y que quién sabe qué es, que esto que el otro, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
That's one part. Obviously, the scary part, the ugly part is that these people, these agents, these enforcers, they're not hiding anymore. Ya no llegan de sorpresa. They're in plain view, and
Well,
not just
yes and
any.
no.
Well, yeah, bro, but you can spot them easily.
Yeah.
You know, you can spot them easily, and not only that, but now obviously the military is involved, right? So that's the scary part, right? When you see it, and obviously we get scared. We talk on stuff that we don't know, the stuff that is foreign to us, right? We comment on things that we don't understand sometimes,
Yeah.
but we got to understand that this isn't new, and again, it's going to continue happening. But at the same time, it's also not fair for them to be taking, people, gente que no la debe, güey, you know.
Simón.
El jardinero que está cortando el zacate y ya next week ya no puede. right?
Ya está, el pinche
El,
zacate.
el,
¿Quién lo va a
el,
cortar? Puta
el,
madre.
el- aparte de eso, güey, ahora cómo van a comer sus hijos,
Yeah,
¿no?
yeah.
O los
Eh,
trabajadores.
I
El
think
pintor que está pintando en la esquina, el señor de las verduras en la Northgate, el
construction workers,
carnicero,
bro.
everywhere, bro.
Everybody,
People taking the bus.
bro.
No mames, güey.
People contributing to society. People
Yes.
that are contributing to the economy.
Yes.
Like
Taxpayers, bro. Normal
exactly,
people.
taxpayers.
Our
I think that's the
our
biggest one.
our our
Taxpayers.
tios, our tias, our grandfathers, our neighbor,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And so I get it. I agree. Taking the people that don't contribute to society, which is people with dirty backgrounds and all that shit. But fuck, when it's innocent people, people that pay millions and millions of dollars with the taxes, people that have families and that are not, you know, causing any harm. Other than that, it's bringing up our communities. It's bringing up money. It's bringing in food. It's bringing in housing. It's bringing in fucking drivers.
yeah.
Everything. And even like you said, oh, maybe it didn't affect you. No, bro, it's affecting absolutely everybody.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying I'm
Everybody.
not saying it didn't affect you. I'm just saying people that are not affected directly. Everybody, people. I mean, the economy is going to get affected indirectly, right? Because people are going to not jobs aren't going to get done, and things aren't going to happen. But people that like, let's say, I know of a tío that got
Yeah.
taken. I know my
Family
friend
members.
has some. Yeah, somebody direct that you can point at, right?
Yeah.
Like, not everybody has that effect, so
Yeah.
it's hard for maybe those people to identify or think or say blah 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 whatever without getting too into specifics, right?
Right.
We can go. Well, man, we could. And this is a touchy one because I didn't want to go off the deep end, getting mega political and explaining why not I agree or don't agree with what's happening or why because to correct little ICE is hiding. They're using horrible tactics to do what they do, which I think is part of the anger that's coming on with how things are being done and who's being targeted.
Okay,
But
and then so another part of that, right? So are the agents themselves, are they just doing their job?
are they just yeah, they're just doing their job.
Right?
But why are they covering their faces?
Well, I mean, if you were an agent, wouldn't you?
Well, aren't you doing something good?
Well,
If you're
see,
doing something good, why cover your face?
when you don't have a choice,
You have a choice. You don't have to work there. They're doing that shit because they want to. The fuck?
okay. So
No,
what about those?
they're people that are coming from out of state to do this shit.
Right, but so what about the cops that are there?
What about them?
What about the Marines that are also face covered?
So, all right, again, I don't want to get too into the weeds because you're gonna get into things about jurisdiction and things that they can and can't do and how they can and can't.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's just so I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying whatever they're doing is good, but at the same time, I have friends that their family work in those places, right?
Uh huh.
And they literally said they don't have a choice but to work. I mean, that's their job, that's their career, and it's not indirectly that you work for just ICE. There's this it's DEA also, you know.
Yeah.
So
So to take a quick step back, because
It's
we
it's
again,
a it's a difficult it's a heavy question, bro. It's a heavy topic because
it is heavy. It
there's
is
rights
heavy.
and wrongs, right?
There are.
Una vez yo le dije a mamá que iba a aplicar, güey, para el Border Patrol when I was younger. Bro, she got pissed at me. Like fucking legitly pissed at me. ¿Cómo vas a hacerle eso a tu gente? ¿No te acuerdas tú y que esto y que el otro y toda tu familia? acuérdate, tu abuelo fue bracero y quién sabe qué, y esto y acá,
Exactly.
you know? Pero, hey, güey, you got mouths to feed, you know?
Yeah. So so this is where I want to talk. Before we go down the rabbit hole of obligation and people taking a choice to work for people that are going to separate families and do this or do that, whatever. You are at home. You are a Latino papa. You have decisions to make because of the circumstances that are going on around us in our country, right?
Yeah,
Whether you agree with it or not, the situation is a situation. If you are darker skinned, you're a target.
of course,
Plainly put.
of course.
Um, so are you having conversations with your family about what's going on, or because maybe you don't know somebody that's been affected directly, you don't talk about it or you tiptoe around it?
None of the above.
None of the above.
No.
So
Everybody just fucking thought I was gonna be taken and told me to be careful.
okay, but that's people reaching out to you.
Yeah, but I mean, the fuck. Again,
Okay, Chris,
why?
not because you're documented or undocumented, but
Why?
because
Because
of
I'm
the
dark?
color of your skin. Because you're dark.
Exactly.
Because you're
Nah,
dark.
bro.
Because you're Asian. Because you look different. Because you're not white.
I'm good.
Okay. So
Again, it's one of those things, vas a ayudar, no te metas. Yeah. Por te digo,
¿cómo?
it's a tough subject, bro. You know? Your brother is more Mexican than me, and am I gonna get fucking upset at him because he's white as fucking the walls? No way. You.
He's not more Mexican than you.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. That fool
That fool
looks like
says,
Mark Wahlberg. He looks Italian.
yeah, he looks like it, but he doesn't act like it. Hey, fool.
All right. Okay, I give you that. But he almost talks like that comedian, no?
Sí, güey. Like Felipe Esparza.
Felipe.
Hey.
Um.
But look, in,
So
in those in those situations, bro, like my brother texts me, "Hey, Chris, uh, I know that this, and this, and I don't even know if you're a citizen yet, but be careful, bro. It's just another day. Like I get it, I get the concern, pero tampoco I'm not putting myself out there where I'm gonna look suspicious, you know.
but the
And
thing
I
is, even if
understand,
you don't look suspicious, that's the
I
shit.
I
They're
understand.
pulling motherfuckers over on a bike. They're riding their bike. Dude's going to work.
Okay, but
They're
I'm not
getting
gonna.
people.
I
They're
wouldn't be
getting
riding.
people at an immigration office doing
I
shit the
I
right way.
personally wouldn't be riding a bike to work. Obviously,
Okay.
right? I personally am not gonna take the. Not that I can't or I haven't, but I'm not gonna take the bus either, right? I'm also not gonna be cutting yard or painting a house. Not to say that those jobs are not fucking high paying or human or whatever it is. No, it's just in my situation. If you know me, I'm not gonna be doing that,
Yeah.
right? I acknowledge the concern, pero tampoco, güey, no mames. I've been in this fucking country 42 years.
¿Y qué?
I probably know the Constitution more than the fucking people that are hitting me up.
But I
And I
think where it
get it.
is,
I get it. I get it. The people are scared. Again, we are scared and we criticize what we don't know. Right? To
But I guess what
everybody
I'm trying
out
to say,
there,
Chris, though. But
to
hold on,
everybody
Chris.
out there, I'm okay. I'm fine. I've been okay. I'm
The,
working. I'm eating.
hey,
Everything's
but
fine. You
pero
know?
don't act like you didn't say, "Oh, fool, you know, if a ver qué pasa. Hopefully they don't grab me."
No, joking around with
Uh,
Joel. Hey, bro, I'm gonna get a free ride to Mexico. What I've been telling you that I want to go move to Mexico. No, no
you
lie. I
know,
even told my sister. She's like, "Oh, be careful, Chubbs." I go, you know what? If I get taken, fuck it. It was meant to be. I've been saying I want to leave to Mexico, so maybe
yeah.
this is my sign. You
It's
know,
it's
I
it's
guess in my situation, in my personal situation, I don't see it as a life or death thing. You know,
okay. Okay. Well, look. I guess to get to the point, how are you communicating with your family or not? You're not. You you personally feel like you'll be okay, and that's okay. That's your opinion. That's your thought process, and that's how you're gonna navigate it. Y c'est la vie, right?
pues sí, güey,
Um,
no me gano nada preocupándome, sabes que no, me tengo miedo porque
and I'm not saying andar con miedo, way. That's not what
I,
I'm saying
I
either.
gotta
I'm not saying stress out about it. I'm not saying lose sleep over it. That's not what I'm saying.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
You know what I mean?
Every situation
But
is different. I understand that for other people it might be worse, and I get it, you know. But again, like you're saying, and what this topic is about, and what we're about is that we have to make hard sacrifices and hard decisions to do what we have to do,
yeah.
right?
So 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 this is
I
what I'm
should
trying to
not.
say, Chris.
I
Well, hold
should
on,
not.
hold on, hold
Every
on.
day, we're not guaranteed to ride back home.
We're not. You could trip, fall, and break your neck. Y
So
valió
what's the
madres, güey.
difference?
But what I'm saying is, it might not rain, but would you if I tell you, hey, it might rain, would you take an umbrella?
Wi-Fi. I have one in my car all the time.
Okay, well, why do you have it? Fuck it, you don't even know if it's gonna rain. Why worry about it? You're just
Porque me,
preparing just in case, right?
porque me
It's
limpio
just
el
in
culo
case.
cada vez que
¿Por
hago
qué,
el
güey?
baño.
¿Por qué? You do things because, hey, it's better to be safe than sorry, right?
Of course.
Of course. So when the situation outside is maybe not the optimal for somebody of a darker color, why not at least just have a conversation? I'm not saying, oh man, look over your shoulder, be hyper vigilant, and make sure that you think about this every time and save it. No, no, no. I'm not saying all that. But have a conversation at whatever level you're at. If you want to be here,
I've
vámonos.
had
This
them.
is the plan.
I've had them with
If you don't
people.
want to be here, then oh
Yeah,
cool, right?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. I I'm fortunate, and I'm saying this very openly, or not openly, but I'm light as shit. I can pass like a güero, and
You've
I'm not.
always passed as a
Yeah,
güero.
like like it's I got this white privilege on me, and of course I don't worry the way that maybe somebody who doesn't look like me will worry, right? But I do
Like
worry about
your friend, ¿cómo se llama? Your compadre?
George,
No. I didn't mean him, but yeah, him and your el otro guy,
Jesse. Oh,
Jesse.
Jesse. My bad. My bad, George. Yeah, yeah. He's dark. He's dark, and
Dark
he
as
sticks
fuck.
out, right?
Yeah,
Like they might ask me for directions. They'll just grab that fool.
yeah.
But what
Sure.
I worry about my friends. I worry about family,
Yeah.
right? I worry about somebody just having a bad day and fucking looking at Vero and thinking, oh, you maybe
It's
she needs to get
it,
picked up.
it
You know what I
it
mean?
is it is
And
it is
so and
it is
so,
it is it is
but
difficult, bro. It
hold
is
on, Chris.
hard,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
it's hard. But what I'm trying to say is, it's difficult. It's a difficult conversation. It's a difficult topic. It's a difficult. It's a difficult thing to think about. But difficult conversations need to be had.
Of course.
If you feel, for example, I feel strongly about it, to let my people know, be careful. Shit's going down. Nobody's safe. Do it that way
All
you
right.
will. You want to be on
Someone,
alert? Be on alert. You don't
I'm
want
gonna
to be on
use.
alert? That's on you,
Okay, I'm gonna use your
right?
context, your word. I'm gonna be devil's advocate, and I'm your people, right? Y yo te digo, no, vato, ¿tú qué, güey? ¿Tú de qué te preocupas? Tú eres uno de ellos, ¿ya?
Yeah.
No te preocupes por mí, preocúpate por ti, güey. Tú estás bien. ¿Yo qué? Yo ya valí madre, ¿ya? Because there are people like that, bro, and especially,
Oh, but
you
you said my
know,
people. My people wouldn't talk to me like that.
what I just did, fool. It's one of those things where, like, some people don't like being worried by people that don't have to worry about certain situations or
Yeah.
that never lived that life, right? So I don't think it's one of those things of fuck, man. It's just it's very difficult, bro. It's very difficult, and like you said, it's an easy topic to say the wrong thing, right? Um, because
That's what I'm
everybody
saying.
feels
And that's
different.
and that's why I wanted to stay away from talking about the specifics of what's happening. But I wanted to talk about the
But
dynamic
we
in families
we
that
we
might or
we
might
we
not be
we
happening.
we have to, bro. God, man, I want to tell you a story, but I just can't. Right? I'll tell you off air if you want, but no, it's definitely life changing for the families, right? If it does happen. Now, also keep in mind, bro. I've also heard of people saying, "Oh no, me han deportado tres, cuatro veces y aquí estoy. Chinga su madre, pinche Trump. Me la pela, al rato regreso." You know?
Yeah.
But then there's the family where the man is everything to the family, breadwinner, the driver, the this, the that, maybe the one that speaks English, and si ya no está, it's like what the fuck. Pero también, other than feeling sorry for people, other than saying, hey, no cuidado, or doing the riots, or doing these things that a lot of people are doing. Let's educate our people, right? There's
Yes.
all these examples that are going on. Let's get those examples and use them in the right way. How can your privilege help me out, right? How
Yeah.
can my privilege help you out, or you, or you, or you, right?
Yeah. So
A lot
so
of people are doing
here's
that, but I mean,
and
there's a
here
lot of people that are not.
yeah. So here's where we're kind of going away from the specific question that I asked. Yes, you can talk and educate friends and talk the people that are outside of your household, but I'm talking about as papas, as
Okay.
parents, as a dad in your household, in your family, people that you trust, people that
Bro,
look up to you, people that
I think a lot
if
of these
you know
kids, to tell you
before
the
you
truth,
go out.
a lot of these kids, to tell you the truth, other than them seeing it personally, hand in hand, a lot of them don't give a shit what's going on. Honestly,
Hmm.
right? Oh yeah, it sucks. It's not cool. All right, but like, what is it that's not cool? But they're not gonna understand, bro, because they either don't live that lifestyle or they never lived it, and they're never gonna live it, right? Because our parents already went through all that bullshit to make sure that we don't go through it. And because of what we saw our parents go through, we're not going to let our kids see any bullshit. So all they see is what's going on online, on TV, on the radio, on whatever it is.
Yeah,
And how is it that they're going to know what to express if they don't know what the cause is? They don't know what the fight is. They don't know what the orgullo is. They don't know what the hard sweat of that landscaper, of that construction worker.
yeah,
Yeah, we talk about it, but it's not gonna get in depth like the conversation that you and I are talking about it. Unless they're out there. And if they're out there and they're oh, Viva Mexico, Viva Estados Unidos, Viva California, or it's not ice. I drink my horchata hot because I don't like ice or all that shit. Okay, and then what? Next
So
month that it's over, right? Ponle. Now what?
yeah,
Are you going to continue that fight with, you know what, I'm going to go to each city council meeting and I'm going to tell them the story of this and La Familia Garcia in Los Angeles, are struggling because their dad got taken or, you know what, my cousin that is a citizen, got arrested and he was detained for 4 days. Are we going to continue that fight or monkey
yeah,
see, monkey do, and then we all continue with our lives?
yeah,
That's what I mean. That's what I'm like. You know what? Yeah, it does suck, bro. It fucking sucks. But then what? You
yeah.
know?
So to keep on poking at the same thing. Um, so if your kids say, "Oh, I don't give a shit. Whatever, whatever. That sucks. Whatever. It sucks that it's happening, but okay, whatever." Um, are you content with at least letting them know about what happened,
Of
or
course,
or 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 do you want to keep having a conversation and learning more and talking more?
both, both, both. But again, you got to remember that they're, and I say they're because it's everybody. A lot of I don't know if you've talked to teenagers lately, bro, but the conversations are not as rich
No, I can imagine.
per se.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean,
Now, a lot of them are really, 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 really. No, this is not right because of this, and this. Okay, but like, what do you know about that lifestyle? What do you know about that? This. Oh, I've heard of my grandma. Yeah, but fuck, this is just stories that you heard about grandma.
yeah,
How do you
but
know they're true?
that's empathy, bro. Just because you didn't live something, that means you can't empathize with it.
Okay, and then what?
But you empathize with it. You learn about the experience. All right, so you learned about what happened in the Holocaust. You didn't live that life, but you don't not gonna feel bad for that shit. You're not gonna stand against things that would be going against that type of situation happening.
All right, no, I'm gonna give you my answer, but I'm gonna ask you the same. Did it go in one year and out the other?
I don't know. I'm asking.
No, and I'm asking you too.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I'm questioning. I'm giving you the same question. So, with me, I was. It's not that I don't care. It's just that whether I care or not, I wasn't gonna do anything about it.
But then that's you. You can't assume
But
that you educating people are
I'm
going
not
to react the
assuming.
same
I'm
way.
just telling you from what I hear, from what I see.
And
That's
but
not an
here's the thing.
assumption.
And here's
Those
the
are
thing, though.
examples that I'm
The
getting.
the idea is providing the
Por
education
eso, I'm
and
all
and
for
and
it.
and trying to give a sense of, I guess, what would be that word, a sense of good. I don't know if that I don't know if that would even be correct. Just a sense of morality, a sense of feeling, of identifying what is good and what is bad. Obviously, obviously, I'm not expecting, to tell somebody something and for them to change their life around and do a 180, and now they're doing something different and now they're protesting. No, 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 no.
No,
Right?
but
Like,
it's not about changing their life or their point of view. It's about okay, like you said, being empathetic about a certain situation, but not forgetting because All these things, bro. Again, what happened in 90? Was it 92? The riots, the Ronnie King riots, right? What the fuck did that prove? That LA is fucking racist as fuck? That our LAPD is racist as fuck? That didn't fix shit. Because they're still beating people.
You're talking about like what was
The LA
the aftermath of the
riots in
riots?
92, yeah.
Yeah. Well, riot is a little yeah, that's counterintuitive to trying to get a message across. So yeah, a riot would not
Well,
have
that's
been
going
right.
on in LA right now.
Is it though?
Yes.
Have you been out there?
I am not going to go out there, bro.
So how do you know
Again,
what's happening?
I know my boundaries.
Okay, but how do you know what's happening?
Why would I go to where it's fucking hot and knowing that, well, nigga, I can either get hurt or I can get taken?
Why? You're not gonna get taken. You have nothing to worry about.
I don't, but that's why I don't go.
So I don't want to again. I don't want to go back into the details of everything, and
What's
because
okay? What would be my person my reason and to go to downtown and fucking hold my little sign and do that?
what would you
¿Qué gano yo de hacer eso?
do? Pues, here's the thing. If you think about
¿Qué
¿qué
ganas
gano
tú?
yo? Si ¿qué gano yo? Pues nada, güey. You're going out there
Exactly.
and you're supporting a group of people that are trying to
But
send
is
a
that
message.
support like that, bro?
Going up and holding a sign and protesting and letting a message be known. Yes. What are you? What are you? What are you? What are you?
They're doing more than just that, bro. Look into it really deep, and there's more than just fucking holding signs.
Are there people out there fucking shit up? Yes.
Yes, of course,
Are
and
they
that's
part
what.
of the movement?
But
I don't know. I can't say.
that's the people that are fucking shit up is the same are getting labeled. Oh, look at those Mexicans.
Oh, of
Look at those
course. Who's
Hispanics and Latinos.
and who's doing the labeling?
Everybody else, your
Who's
people,
everybody else? The white
media,
people,
social media.
the
Yes,
media, social media.
right,
Yeah,
and that's
you
what
can't
everybody
believe all that shit.
watches. It's not about believing it, bro.
You
It's
are.
just
You're
that
believing it
it's
right
out.
now. You're telling me right now
It's
that
that
they're
it's
fucking
out
LA
there.
up.
It's
Yeah,
that it's out there, and
there's
those
things
people
out
that are
there.
fucking shit up, the people that are out there with the little signs, bro. Half
Eh,
of
eh,
them, again,
and you haven't seen,
don't know shit about it.
but you are also missing the point. There's also people out there, and I think we need to cut it because we're getting too off topic here. But there's also people out there that are actually organizing peacefully. They are showing up and standing and having a demonstration without fucking up the city, and that's the part that's not being shown, right? So
I'm gonna go
so
into what Salcedo says. Right, you can do all that from home.
can you though?
Why not? We got social media. We're doing it right now. We're having a
It's not the same.
conversation without fucking shit up.
Yeah, we're having a conversation. Is This is one way to do it, but I
Okay.
wouldn't say it's the only way to do it.
Nobody said it's the only way. I'm just
No,
saying why not that
no.
way. That's
And
not
it's
the
not.
only
And
way.
I'm not saying it's a better way to do it.
No, that's not the way of doing it over there and causing more taxpayers' money to fix shit, paying the fucking USMC, paying the all these other officials for overtime, having the whole fucking
All right, we
cops
lost
doing
Chris.
it downtown for and then other shit's going on.
So so, but here's the thing, Chris, and I don't know what's going on. I think I lost Chris here.
No, I got you.
You're still here? You're frozen. Um,
No, I got you.
but here's the thing, and this will be the last thing I say about it because I don't want to get into debate about what's happening, what's not happening, whatever.
Let's do it. I got time.
The point of a protest demonstration is to bring attention to an issue.
Right.
When you protest, the idea may escalate to disrupt order a bit. Because if you just go out there and hold a sign, things may or may not change.
But
But
that's
if
not
you
what's
go out
happening,
there,
though.
but if you go out there and you stop traffic for a week, or you change the way things are happening in a city, then guess what? Something has to change. Something has to give. That's why
Of
people
course.
you see
So,
people that are chained whenever they're doing those big protests about different things. They change because you have something has to give. That's the purpose of a protest, and that's one of the things that gets lost when people that don't do it or haven't done it or are out there just to cause a fucking mess. They're not part of the movement if they're out there just causing a mess. And we can't get lost in the fact that some people are doing that. And 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 I'm not saying disruption in the form of violence and destruction. I'm just saying disruption of operations. And having been, you know, active when I was younger,
we'll,
I've
we'll,
learned
we'll,
that.
we'll have this conversation again at the end of the year, and we'll see how many people are still talking about it. You got to remember, right? These past 5 years have been crazy as fuck, right?
Yep.
People don't talk about the pandemic anymore. That's one. And how destructive that was.
Yeah.
People don't talk about the LA fires, bro, and that was a couple months ago. And how destructive that fucking was.
Yeah.
Thousands of homes gone, businesses,
Yeah.
and nobody's talking about it no more, right? Yes, what's going on is fucked up. Yes, it sucks. I don't like it, but there's a way that things have to be handled, you know? And unfortunately, the people that are in charge of handling all this shit are a bunch of fucking bullshitters, right? And when is all this shit gonna get better? Maybe not in our lifetime, bro. You
Quien
know,
sabe.
a lot of our parents, uh, uh, I forgot what president they thanked because of the immigration reformation. Uh,
Abraham
when
Lincoln.
no, I think it was
Bill Clinton.
no,
Ronald Reagan.
I think it was Reagan. Yeah, pero también cuántas mamadas hizo ese güey, you know? So I don't know, bro. I have a primo that says está cableón, güey. Pues ni modo.
Pues sí. But
But
okay,
yeah,
Chris.
I mean it's one of those things that again, and I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I'm an immigrant, but we got to do things right. We got to watch out for each other. We got to help each other when we all need it, right? Of course, if something like that was to help me, happen to me, God forbid it doesn't. Hey, Freud, keep an eye on my kids, right? My cousins too, my people that are close to me. Échale un vistazo ahí, mis hijos,
Pues sí,
But we
güey.
got to get better. We got to continue. We got to live strong, right? We got to make things easier for our kids.
Yeah.
Ni modo que tú le vayas a contar a los tuyos, oh no, mija, mira, mira, mira lo que está pasando. No, güey. She's not going to remember. Vida al menos.
Pues sí.
So other than that, that's it. I'm good. Ya di todo lo que di. Si no les gustó, ni modo. Si les gustó, pues gracias.
Cool. No, honestly, it was a good conversation. I know I
That's
was
why we're
gonna
here to talk
like
about it,
this.
to know your thoughts. I know you like your thoughts are a little bit different than mine, but it's okay. I
That's the
respect
point.
it. You know, I respect it. Just because I'm not gonna dislike you. You know,
Exactly.
but it's just the way it is. I mean, fuck.
No, I agree. So, with that, guys, thank you for Steve. I know Steve was the one that's kind of in here the whole time, joining us and commenting and showing us some love here and having the conversations. We had a couple people on YouTube send us a couple comments. We appreciate the support, guys. We appreciate everything. As a reminder, please like, share, subscribe, turn on those reminders. That way, you guys know whenever we have these. We are going to be having a lot of them since we are going to have another show. You might be seeing these more often than not. So please keep those subscriptions and those likes up and help us grow this page and help us grow these conversations. But with that, good night and thanks again.
All right, guys. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Good night, guys.
Que